Hey you all, it's so good to be back with you. One of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is the willingness to be honest about how hard it is to navigate the demands of work, family, and just life, right? And still, you're here. Carving out time for yourself because you know that self-care isn't a luxury, it's an absolute necessity. And that's courage, my friends. We all crave that elusive sense of balance, that feeling of being in control and at peace, even amidst the chaos. But the truth is, true well-being requires us to show up for ourselves with the same dedication and passion that we bring to our work and our loved ones. It's about recognizing that we can't pour from an empty cup. So, let's dive into 5 key self-care practices that can help us unlock our best selves, even when life feels like it's moving at warp speed. Remember, you deserve to thrive, not just survive. We're in this together. Let's talk about boundaries, something so many of us struggle with. We live in a culture that often glorifies busyness, where saying yes is applauded and saying no can feel like letting people down. But here's the thing. Boundaries are not selfish, they are essential. They are the lines we draw to protect our time, our energy, and our well-being. Think about it. When we constantly overextend ourselves, we end up feeling resentful, exhausted, and ultimately less effective in all areas of our lives. Setting boundaries is about recognizing our limits and having the courage to communicate them clearly and respectfully. It's about saying no to the things that drain us, so we can say a wholehearted yes to the things that matter most. Remember, saying no to something doesn't mean you're rejecting the person or the opportunity. It simply means you're honoring your own needs and priorities. We all know that exercise is good for our physical health, but its impact on our mental and emotional well-being is equally profound. When we move our bodies, we release endorphins, those magical chemicals that have the power to lift our mood, reduce stress, and sharpen our focus. Whether it's a brisk walk in nature, a heart-pumping run, a dance class, or simply stretching for a few minutes each day, find what feels good in your body and make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. It doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. Even small bursts of movement can make a world of difference. And here's the thing, when we prioritize our physical health, we're sending a powerful message to ourselves. A message that says, I am worthy of care, I am strong, I am resilient. In our fast-paced world, our minds are often racing from one thought to the next, caught in a constant cycle of worry, planning, and to-do lists. This mental clutter can leave us feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and disconnected from ourselves and the present moment. Mindfulness and meditation offer a powerful antidote to this frenetic pace. Now, I know the word meditation can feel intimidating, conjuring up images of monks on mountaintops. But here's the truth. Mindfulness is simply the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about noticing our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without getting swept away by them. Whether we choose to meditate for 5 minutes each morning, practice mindful breathing throughout the day, or simply engage in activities that bring us a sense of peace and presence, like gardening, painting, or listening to music. Cultivating mindfulness allows us to quiet the noise of our minds and tap into a place of deep inner calm. We are wired for connection. It's in our DNA. As humans, we thrive in community, feeling seen, heard, and supported by others. And yet, in our increasingly disconnected world, it's easy to feel isolated and alone. Building a strong support network is crucial for our mental well-being. This means nurturing relationships with family and friends who uplift us, who we can be vulnerable with, and who we can truly be ourselves around. No masks, no pretenses. It also means seeking out communities that share our values and interests, where we feel a sense of belonging. Remember, asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It takes courage to reach out, to let others know when we're struggling, and to allow ourselves to receive support. In the midst of our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in the external our to-do lists, our accomplishments, the expectations of others. We can go days, weeks, even months without pausing to check in with ourselves, to ask ourselves the tough questions. Self-reflection is the practice of turning inward, of examining our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors with a compassionate and curious heart. It's about asking ourselves, what's working in my life? What's not? What brings me joy? What drains my energy? What are my values, and am I living in alignment with them? This process of self-discovery can be uncomfortable at times, but it's in the discomfort that we often find our greatest growth. Whether we choose to journal, meditate, or simply spend time in quiet reflection, making time for regular self-reflection allows us to gain clarity, to identify areas for growth, and to make choices that are in alignment with our authentic selves. I hope you enjoyed today's Mindset Minute. If you did, sign up for our podcast and our social channels, and remember to realize the highest level of success in you requires that you invest the best in you. The Architects of Excellence is a community for like-minded people, entrepreneurs, and those who desire the best that life has to offer. If that's you, you're in the right place, and we look forward to serving you whether as an executive or life coach, mentor, business wellness consultant, or just a friend among friends. So smash that like button, subscribe, and see what's on tap here tomorrow as you write the new story of your life with us today. Remember, you are worthy of love, belonging, and joy. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable, to set boundaries, to ask for help. Embrace your wholehearted self, imperfections and all. The world needs your light.